There are other types of mathematical evaluations that you might perform, but most of what you do is equals. Pen, pencil, yep, blood, whatever works. 3x minus 4 equals 7. Can you all see that? 3x minus 4 equals 7. This equation says what is on the left. By the way, tell me, Stuart, what is on the left here?
3x.
That is all of the data that is on the left. 3x minus 4 is equal to what's on the right. Ethan, what is on the right?
7.
Bravo. Okay? That is what that means. Now, the various body parts, as I described them the first, second, and third time around. Let's go number 4. Are variables, coefficients, constants, terms in a nutshell, which we'll get to. So, a variable is a blank that represents a number we don't know. Ellie Belly. Letter. It can be any number you choose. You'll see X, Z, N a lot. By the way, no, I won't go there. Coefficient. Make sure you're highlighting with me. Coefficient is the number in front of the variable. The coefficient is the number in front of the variable. By the way, every variable has a coefficient. Whether it's a 1 or a 3 or any other number, every single variable has a coefficient. Coefficients can be positive or negative. Positives or negatives. What do you think the next blank is going to be? A constant is a number with no blank attached. Wow, awesome, awesome. Leah, go. She's right. So variable, X, Z, Q, dot, dot, dot. 3x, 2z, I'll make that a negative. Those are some examples of variables. Even if there is no coefficient, as in no visible coefficient, there is one. What is it? All of you, what is it? 1. 1. You don't write it though. It's kind of like the article a or an. By the way, all of these parts, my friends, are terms. Okay? A constant is a term. A variable is a term, even if it's by itself. And by the way, the product of a number, which is a coefficient, and a variable, what they're saying is 6 times x.
Add a child to the office, please.
This is the product of 6 and x. That is the product of 3 and x. Over here we have the product of -2 and a. Okay, that's what they mean. That is still a term. Okay, so all of these circumstances, whether it's a standalone variable with a 1 as a coefficient, or a variable with a obviously different from 1 coefficient. Okay, this is what you had on your test, and these are not simplifiable because what they did is they gave you a whole boatload of letters. So they don't have, what's the word I'm looking for? Like terms listed here. But we'll get to that in a minute. So would you agree with me that the terms in this list include everything that you see? By the way, what is this right here? A lot of you are saying it's m, and that's not right. It's close, but it's not right. Emma, what is it? It is negative m. A lot of you are telling me this is a 3, and it's not. It's a negative 3. And this is not 7p. What is it instead, you think? Grace. She's right. Okay. Variables. Variables are letters or letters with a number. So that would be 2k, negative 1m, positive n, and negative 7p. Coefficients. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 4 coefficients. Mason, what are the coefficients?
2.
Go.
2. 1.
What kind of 1?
Negative 1.
Okay, keep going.
1.
Positive 1, good. Negative 7, bravo. And the constants. Ryan, why don't you tell me the constants in this list? Good. That's it. Okay? That's it. Let's do the same thing for the other one. Yep. Repeat and repeat. Terms. Give me the list of terms here, Eli.
Negative 8. Negative 4c. 7. C.
What kind of C?
Negative c. Negative 12c. And negative 2.
Bravo. What are the variables, Isa? Excellent. Excellent. She's right. Okay, the coefficients are the numbers that precede your variables, right? Wow, you guys are really rocking. Good. Good, 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 good. Sarah, what are the coefficients?
Negative 4.
Yep.
Negative 1.
Yep.
Negative 12.
Wonderful. Lastly, constants. Grace, go for it.
Negative 7. Negative 8.
Yep.
Negative
Okay. All of this is going to get uploaded, so if you're having a hard time getting ahead of me or getting behind me. By the way, what coefficient does this variable have? Okay, Amy, go.
Negative 1.
She's right. It is negative 1. Flip to the back, my friends. One more definition at the top of the page, and you guys learned about this, I'm not sure which lesson, but it's expression. An expression is a group of terms. It contains numbers, operations, and variables, but it does not contain an equal sign, a less than sign, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. In other words, it does not contain the word is, okay? It doesn't contain the word is, and I'll explain that here shortly. So here is an expression, 2x plus 6. 2x and 6 are the variables. The operation is addition, okay? This actually happens to be a variable expression, if I were to be type about it, if I were to type it. 2 plus 3, this is an expression as well, but it's numeric. Label the parts. Number 1, coefficient, constant, variable. What is the 8, Hope? She's right. What do you believe the letter Y is, Noah? He's right. Jewel, what's the negative 7? Uh-huh. And if they asked, you could tell me the 2 is a coefficient and the y is a variable, 2y altogether is a variable. Okay? It just happens to include the 2 and the 8, so to speak. All right. By the way, in that expression, right, there's no equal sign, there's no business happening. How many terms are there right now? What do you guys think? Go ahead, Ben. 3. List them. We're not going to do that. Cross that off for me. We're going to simplify it. Remember, we can combine things that are the same type, right? Variables can join with variables of the same type. Constants can join with constants of the same type. Dylan G., if I were to ask you to simplify 8y minus 7 plus 2y, what would you end up with? 10y minus 7. The answer is not 10y times 7, it's not 17y, it's not 17 negative plus y, I don't know. That is all you can do. Let's perform the same exercise below. Class, M is a what? 4 is a? Negative 7 is the what of the M? Negative 7 is the what of the M coefficient? How many terms are there, class? 5 is right. We're not listing them. Cross it off. All right, simplify. I'll give you guys a minute to think about it, and then I want someone to answer it for me. Grace is going to take it here in a second. Give you all a second to chew on it, and then Grace is going to throw it down for us. Okay, Grace, what's the answer? Very good. The M's combined, that's a positive 1M. That's not 0M, that's positive 1. Negative 7M combines to give us negative 6. The 4, the 2, and the 6 all positive combine to give us a 12. Okay? We can keep going. Look, there's 4 more samples. Flip the page. I'm only introducing this to you so that you can see what other types of math sentences there could be. There's equations, but there's also inequalities, like 6 plus x is less than 2. This is not saying equals, this says less than. An inequality is like an equation, but instead contains these symbols. I'm only introducing this or continuing here is because I want you to see that there are 2 distinctive types of math sentences: equations and inequalities. This is the greater than, less than, and it's read from left to right, like 6 is greater than 2. Or 2 is less than 6. Greater than or equal to, like 6 is greater than or equal to 2. Less than or equal to. 2 is less than or equal to 6. That is true. So 3 different types of math phrases. The 2 you already were real familiar with. Inequalities, I just thought it would behoove us to see those. Anyways. Expression Equation or inequality? Is this an expression, an equation, or an inequality, and why? Amy?
Inequality.
Inequality, okay. Why isn't it an equation?
Because it has a greater than sign.
She's right. That, my friends, is what they mean by the key symbol. That is what explains to us that that's an inequality. In contrast to Chris is what? Show me where the equal sign is.
Oh,
Expression. There is no equal sign. Same with this one, right? Mason, how about number 4? What is that? What are your options? Okay, is there any you can throw out because it's absolutely not true? It's not an expression because it has a symbol creating a relationship with right and left side. Now, is it an equal symbol or is it not equal symbol? Inequality. Good. It's an inequality. The product of xy divided by 12. Sarah. No equal sign. No less than, greater than, all that. Rachel, 6. Equation. Anytime it has an equal symbol, it's an equation. Anytime it has an equal symbol, it's an equation. Anytime.
Sarah Howard to the office.
LaSalle, 7. What kind of thing is this? 3 choices. Expression, equation, inequality. Expressions don't have equal symbols, less symbols, greater thans, all that stuff. I just got through repeating something very, very particular about the problem before. Turn around, Ryan. What's this symbol right here, my dear? Right. Equal signs, whenever you see them, makes it an equation. Every time there's an equal sign, it's an equation. Every time there's an equal sign, it's an equation. So what is this? She's got it. Last one, Ryan. What is the last one? Inequality, because of the greater than or equal to symbol. Oh, look, more practice. Terms, variables, coefficients, constants. Oh, look, more practice. Terms, variables, constants, coefficients, and yet another description of this situation that you're dealing with. We're going to work through these last 6 items, and then I'm going to go on to something else. That looks like it's supposed to be a 3, so that's what I'm going to say. List the terms, Eli, for number 17. Go.
7x, 3x,
Good. What are the coefficients? Emma, go. Bravo. Where'd you find the 1? I don't see it written down. Because it's not written, it's implied. Bravo. Now, if it was a negative x, Emma, what would the coefficient be? Bravo. Moving on. What are the constants here? Go ahead, Aiden. 3 and nothing else. Bravo. Let's simplify this. Notice I filled in a little piece down there. Jewel, let's simplify it.
X plus 3.
Perfect. Terms. Ethan, number 18. Tell me the terms.
Y. 3Y. 8Y and 2.
Good. Ryan, what are the coefficients?
2. So 3 and 8.
Try again. 3 and 8 are right. 3, 8, and 1. And you've got the, oh shoot, you know what, you're fine. Go ahead. 3, 8, and 1. What are the constants here? Stu.
2.
Good. Let's simplify it, folks. Go ahead and do it. Let's simplify it. Ikyam, what is it?
X, Y. I tend to Y plus
12y.
2. 12Y plus
Good job. 12y plus 2. Okay? 12y plus 2. Guys, there isn't too much more I can give you to make this any more crystal clear than it already should feel. Now, the one last thing I want to show you, though, has to do with some of the problems that were on like the bottom of your quiz, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and connect that. Looks like this. Three times x plus 4. This is a simple one. What is the 3 being multiplied by? Go ahead, Grace. Yeah, this literally means 3 times x and 3 times 4. Can anybody tell me what the result of 3 times x is? Ethan?
3x plus 12.
Yep. Exactly. That's it in a nutshell. Or maybe something like this. This does not mean it's any different. Instead of you looking at it this way, you have to look at it this way. This literally means the difference of y and 4 times negative 2. So you're going to do y times negative 2 and negative 4 times negative 2. Everybody see these? So what's the end result, Rachel?
Negative 2y plus 4.
Well, you did this part correctly.
Well, if it's like a negative 2 times a,
Negative 2 times a negative 4.
that's positive
Really?
4. Or positive 6.
No, try again.
8.
Whoa, gotcha, sis. Good job. Okay, so this is something. Here's another thing you guys are struggling with. What if it looks like this? What needs to be done here? Is it a really hugely different? Hope, what are we going to do?
We're going to multiply 2 and 4x and 2 and negative 5.
Bravo. Give me the result of just that portion.
We have 8x and negative 10.
Awesome. That 8x is a positive. Bring down that negative 3x. Now what must you do, Leah?
Add them to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Negative
Which things can you add together? Let me start there.
negative 3x and negative 10.
Well, what kind of a thing is this? Is it a variable? Is it a constant?
A variable.
And this is a...
A constant.
Can you combine variables with constants? Because if you could, then this would be not done, right? There you have it. But what can you combine?
Variables, variables.
Good, go. What's the result? -3 and 8.
-5.
Look at it again. -3, +8. Which number is bigger? 8. The rule when you're combining two different signs is to find the difference and keep the sign of the one with the larger absolute value. What's the difference between 3 and 8? Good job. Which one has a larger absolute value? The 8 or the 3? Absolute value is distance from 0. Which one is farther away from 0? 8 or 3? Okay. The 8's positive, therefore the 5 stays positive. 5x minus 10, ringing any bells? All right. Guys, that is all you did. You did some of these, some of those, and 3 of these on your quiz. Okay, in addition to a few other things here and there, but this really, guys, is everything